Well, someone move the meeting. Thank you for that. Okay, thank you for your attendance. We have first on the agenda apologies. Do we have anyone?
Councillor McGough, Councillor Dean Thompson, Councillor Marr and Councillor Parkin.
Okay, anyone? Declaration of interest on the internet. What's your declaration of interest?
None received, Chair.
None received. Public questions?
None received.
None received. Public questions? Okay, 3 on the agenda is the football club lease. We have this down. The purpose was to see the response from Swindon Madison solicitors regarding the proposals provided by Spennymoor Council Football Club to consider proposals to take the matter forward. We've had the paperwork. I think on the second page we've got the way forward, the 3 proposals and recommendations. Members,
Chair,
yeah.
it's roughly what we discussed and thought at the last meeting, the way forward, so I agree with the recommendation. But I'd really like to ask one thing. When the solicitor is looking at it, with a new lease, will he look at and include an open book review of the football accounts, so going forward we know exactly what we're going to charge for rent?
I think that's one there. Would you like to come in?
Yeah, through you, Chair. I don't the report doesn't suggest that we look at the football club's accounts, but what the report does suggest is that we commission H&H independently to provide the council with advice on what a commercial rent should be.
The Chair, just going forward though, in future years, 50 years, I'll just go, there might be something in the agreement that allows the council to review the books. I think that's standard practice, I don't know.
That's through you, Chair. That's something that the council can add or implement.
Drop down the speakers.
Thank you, Chairman. With regards to the current lease, we've actually got a rent review clause in there where we can review the rent as is, and I'm sure something we would look to put into a new lease that we took up with the football club. It's noted at the minute that the lease is £1,000 for the year to the town council. There's indications that following a proper valuation of the land, that rent will be increased in any case. I don't think it would be fair on the football club to increase their rent based on the club's success or the club's accounts. I think what we need to do is set the rent level that is in line with the actual valuation of the land. I think that's a sensible thing to do with regards to that. Sorry, Chairman.
I think the idea is to go and negotiate and start the game. We've got to get the lease right, and if there's any obstacles or anything, we'll cover all points, including the rents. Yeah. Councillor.
Chair, that's up to date with the rent. Do we know?
As far as I'm aware, they are, Chair. As far as I'm aware.
As far as you're aware.
I'm not aware that they're not. I mean, something I can find out on behalf of members, but as far as I'm aware, they are.
Okay.
Chairman, can I formally move the recommendations of the report then? I think this is a sensible way forward, given the circumstances we're in with the football club. The club enjoys continued success and we've always been supportive of the football club, this council, and I would like that to continue in the best way for the club and for the taxpayers of Spennymoor. And I think this is the best way forward, so I'll move the recommendations, Chair.
That's good. Is that seconded?
Second recommendation.
That's seconded. You don't want to speak against that? No, I'm going to put it to the vote and all in favour. Go ahead. There's the proposals. That's unanimous by the look of it. Thank you very much for that. The second agenda item is the last agenda item. I've got 5 Pine Green War Memorial, awarded listed building status. And this is really for members' information. We have been awarded. We know group 2, I think it is. We have to be instructed how we look after it. It is historic and it's very nice to have that status on that memorial.
Move received, Chair.
Move received, second. Okay, we're all in favour of that, all agreed? Okay then, I'll have no more business on this agenda, so thank you for your attendance to the facilities meeting.
Good evening, fellow councillors, members of the public. Welcome to this evening's Recreation Committee meeting. This will be like another meeting. Thank you very much. First on the agenda, apologies.
Councillor McGough, Councillor D Thompson, Councillor Mann, Councillor Parkin.
Thank you very much, Shirley. Second item, declaration of bid rest.
None received, Chair.
Ms. Cobb. Public questions?
None received, Chair.
Thank you very much. Item 4, the Pit Whale project. Members to consider the report from the Facilities Manager.
Yes, through you, Chair. The purpose of the report is to provide the committee with an opportunity that has arisen for the council to purchase a pit wheel structure and to outline the necessity for a feasibility study and the cost of such a study should the council wish to progress the project. The current position is a member of the council has been contacted and offered the opportunity to purchase a pit wheel structure. It's proposed that the pit wheel could be installed at the centre of Burrington Main roundabout as a landmark feature at a busy entrance into the town. The implications are the suggested cost of such a feasibility inspection based on the proposals are in the region of approximately £6,000, and the initial estimate advised that costs for the supply, installation, power, lighting could be in the region of between £100,000 and £150,000 should the council wish to progress the matter. The council's budget allocated for 16-17 £82,000 for all its capital expenditure that's not already earmarked, and as this is estimated that the project would cost significantly more than this budget, either funds would need to be drawn down from reserves or match funding sought and provided. It's proposed that a public consultation exercise be undertaken prior to any such works to establish the views of the community for such a capital spend of this nature, and that given the costs associated, the committee give approval for the commission to be undertaken that a feasibility study is carried out on the project should the outcome of the consultation suggest that's what the community wish for. Members are recommended to consider the proposals identified in section 4 of the report.
Thank you, Chair. It is important that we recognise our heritage, which includes the mining industry, and I think as a town council we do. We do so by our support for the Mining Museum, the Heritage Banner, and the park. However, we think this is a project just a little too far. The public purse can't stretch to cover everything. Currently our general reserves, which will include the agreed £400,000 loan, covers the maintenance contract with little to spare. Large nice-to-do projects such as this are difficult to justify in the present financial climate. If this sort of money was available, I would encourage the Town Council to work with Durham County Council to introduce the part-time 20 miles per hour speed limit. But as it is, we do not support the recommendations. We do not think any money should be spent even on a feasibility study.
Chairman. Chairman, I'm the person who was approached by a friend of mine, Mr. David Gibson. He's a member of the DMU, the same as myself. If you might remember, some 8 to 10 months ago, maybe longer than that, there was a pit wheel and the structure sailed around the Tyne on the barge. That is the pit wheel I'm talking about. Mr. Gibson had the task, the job of bringing that up from London, up to the northeast, and that's where it was, I think it was the Great North one, I'm not sure. Was it the Great North one? Anyway, David approached me, he said he had the job of bringing the wheel up. But after that, he'd been doing the job of storing it, taking it down off the barge and then storing it, which he did. But he was also given the job, if he could sell it, to try and sell it. And I think the price was something like 10% of what the wheel was worth. And I think the wheel was worth something like £110,000. 10%, if the figure was right, we'll start with £111,000. And that's what Davey approached me. The wheel was erected by Davey and also took down by Davey. And as far as the 100,000 to 150,000 pounds, I do know that Davey works with structural engineers. Has contact with them nearly every day. And I had to let him say this, you know, to give his opinion on it. And he told us that really above what he would have thought something like this would have took to put something like this up. It's entirely up to you whether you want it or not. But in the 8 months that David had it, he has had 2 offers, 2 of the councils to purchase this way. So it's entirely up to you what you do. And he has said, if you want to purchase it now, he would be able to store the wheel for you for as long as you want to really, you know. But having said that, if you don't purchase it, you will be able to sell the wheel straight away. The person himself, I think, would be a fantastic thing for the town. Building coal, iron, steel, fantastic heritage. I think it would be a shame to miss out on this opportunity. So I really hope everybody else wants to
I think it's a bit premature at the moment to either fully endorse or to decide to go ahead. At the moment it's going forward with a public consultation to decide to bring in Spennymoor. I think it's a worthy project. And I agree with Andrew, it's a good opportunity to get this out there and let people talk about and air it themselves. Yes, we do need feasibility study to see how the costs are going to be saved, but at the same time, there are funds out there we could tap into and explore, and we can do that simultaneously. So I think it's a bit too premature to close it down completely. I think we need to understand what we need to spend on, we need to understand what the practicalities of that side and getting and taking forward. I agree with Councillor Foster. The only thing I'd like to make sure is that if we go for public consultation, you get the true cost of it before we consult with the public. I don't think we should consult on blind, because I accept the heritage is important in the town, but so is today and tomorrow. So we need to know the cost before you ask the residents, is it justified in going ahead? Thank you, Chair.
Thank you, Chairman. You've got a chicken and egg situation with regards to Councillor Dack's comments there, and that to get the full and final cost for this project, we have to do the feasibility study and spend the £6,000 on the feasibility study. Because it's that feasibility study that gets us the full plans and the costings to go with that. So, whereas that might be a possibility, I would actually be in favour of giving the public the indicative cost that we've got here now, and asking them based on those costs would they be willing to do that. And I think that's reflected in the report. After echo what Councillor Smith said here, I think this would be a fantastic project, but we do need to make sure that the public are in favour of this. It's something that the people of Spennymoor want, and we need to make sure that we can fund it in the appropriate way. And so I'll be quite happy to move the recommendation of the report and that we spoil for public consultation in the first instance.
Yes, Chair, I do think it's important that we look at the health and safety issues of where the towns are situated as well, to make sure that if it did go ahead, it wasn't susceptible to young children climbing, training, etc.
Thank you, members. The recommendation has been moved and seconded. Show of hands, please, on this. All in favour? All those against? The motion is carried. Thank you very much.
Sorry, Chair, just for clarification, can you just confirm that this is being approved for the consultation only at this stage?
Yes.
Could I just add something? Sorry, I think it's important to remember, man, this, although Mr. Gibson has said it is favourable, that obviously he will restore it free of charge. You know what I mean? That would give transport free of charge. But if you go on forever in the day, man, you've got to be fair on this, somewhere down the line.
Chair,
Yes. Take your pick.
this does have to come back to council before.
Just for my clarification, Chair, I'm talking about, I think, when it says, members are recommending to consider proposals identified in section 4, I think Councillor Gallagher was talking about the public consultation, but the proposals 4.2 says that the cost, given the cost associated with the committee given consideration to commissioning a feasibility study into the project following the outcome of the consultation.
Yes.
So you're moving both?
Yes.
No, Chair, I did say to the Chair before
That's right.
Councillor Thompson spoke, will this come back to this council before a feasibility
Chairman, it says
study?
that. Yes, it says that. That's exactly what it says.
No, to come back before we agree any further
That's exactly what it says.
expenditure. Yes.
Yeah. Everybody all right now? Yeah? Okay. Next item, item 5, Prize Green Community Event. This is a letter that's actually been sent in by Mr. Cassie. You'll see at the top of the page, Prize Green quote. Cassie's obviously wants some clarification on the use of the field down there for an event to be held on in a weekend in September. Does members got any views on this?
Chair, I made a motion again, and I would like to take option to speak at the end of the debate. I would like to know that Spennymoor Town Council support Mr. Cassie in organising and presenting this event.
Chair, on the motion, I'm quite happy to approve that this event goes ahead and give permission for them to use the village in the way they want to do so. But there are several considerations that I think we need to consider. For instance, it's not clear here as to whether this is a ticketed event, a price ticketed event, and indeed who the funds will be going to if the event, if that was the case. It's not clear that the correct health and safety provisions have been met, or indeed a licence has been obtained. You know, I feel like I'm sat on the other side of the chamber for one side, and you know, the opposition quite often pull us up and make sure that all of these checks have been made, and all of a sudden, on the back of a half-a-page letter, they're moving without any other consideration that we accept the project. I've got nothing against this happening, but I do think we need to get the correct level of detail before it does.
Yes. Yeah, through you, Chair. I have had further clarification from Mr. Cassie, and the proposal is that they would be having a licence bar on the premises, and they would seek the normal licence and approval to do that. They're looking for a maximum, I think, of about 450 people attending. I don't know if it's a ticketed event or a paid event. They are looking to use Stanley Events as a partner to manage the event, and they're also looking to get approval from SAG for approval for the event as well.
Further consideration, bear in mind, the date for the series is the 3rd of September, which is traditionally the first Saturday in September is when we do the town event. So the sheer practicality of being able to support two events, you know, to be practical from the point of view. And if this event is being run on a commercial basis, then in a sense they need to take commercial risk as well.
Chair, I did say that I would expect the town council to be involved. Mr. Cassie's is a businessman. He's got experience with this sort of event. I mean, it isn't as though he's someone who's going to arrive out of nowhere to try and do something to raise a little bit of profit and move on. Recently in the village, he's renovated 3 cottages. He's currently renovating the Marquis of Granby. He's taken the club from being a non-profit making business into a profit making business, and he's got the community at heart. He's requested this, he's got the experience. I think what Councillor Gallagher is highlighting is right. He should highlight those. But he's just asking that we work with him. September the 3rd might end up getting pushed back. If all work out in time. But I think he's looking, let's sort like we are with the party in the park, for it not to be just a one-off event, that it might end up being an annual event, and the day that could be picked could be somewhere other than September the 3rd. But if it's all put in place before then properly, then it just might be clashing with something. Over the summer you're clashing with something nearly all the time. So all I'm asking is that the town council work with them and see what he comes up with, because I think that the profits will go towards the club, which is a community club now. It's not profits going to him. So all I'm asking is that the town council will move and work with them. Still bring it back to the council if we're not happy. I mean, I'm not saying this is the one-off finished idea, but Mr. Cassidy is doing a lot in the village, and he's thinking to look to move things forward a little bit more. And all I'm saying is that if he's prepared to work with the council, will we try and work with him?
Chairman, as point about Councillor Thompson moved the motion, he spoke now at the end of the debate. For personal clarification, I'll be voting against the motion, but I will move the motion once this motion has been voted upon. So we have a motion by Councillor Thompson, seconded by Councillor Downs. All in favour of that motion? Against the motion? Motion has failed. Councillor John. Thank you, Chair. I would like to move that this council support this event in principle. However, seek appropriate clarification on the profits to be made from the event and where that goes, and the appropriate health and safety and licensing considerations as well, and for those to be reported back to the next committee.
Yeah, I thought that's roughly what I said. Not word for word. I will support Councillor Gallagher if he's willing to work with Mr. Cassidy.
Do we have a second?
Second that.
Your hands please for Councillor Gilbert's motion. All in favour? Well, I think that's unanimous. Could I just say from the chair as well, quite honestly, I think would it be an advancement to have a site meeting down there with Mr. Cassidy? Yeah, what's going on there? Yeah. All in favour of that? Yeah. It's a site meeting. Down with Mr. Cassidy to say what's going on. Great. Yeah. Great.
Yep.
Thank you, Chair. Item 6, the land advisory green. This is plot 23, and obviously we've got H&H involved.
Yeah, basically H&H contacted us to advise us that they've been contacted by an agent asking would the council be prepared to sell plot 23 and involve a covenant on the development if the council decided to sell it. I think it's important that members understand there's a number of allotments across the parish where they attach to a property or a piece of land that if the council elect to make the decision to sell, that we may have other requests going forward, but that's for members to decide.
Chair, I would just not like to reject this out of hand. I would like the council to consider a site visit and get it valued.
Second that, Chair. All in favour of site visit? Thank you very much. Item 7, Town Council grazing arrangements.
Yeah, for you, Chair, the purpose of the report is to provide the committee with the current position regarding grazing land and to put forward proposals for new arrangements. The current position is that the council have a number of allocated grazing sites available, which some have been in place for some time, and the rents have been set historically through a tendering process. There are also grazing locations on allotments where historically tenants have been allowed to graze at a set rate. The proposals are that the council aim to create a unified grazing tenancy agreement with the appropriate schedule of fees and charges to come into effect for new grazing from April the 1st, 2017, and a consultation exercise is undertaken with all current existing grazing site tenants or tenants of allotment plots using grazing to develop an agreement which is fit for purpose for all the service users in the council. council go out to tender as soon as possible for each of the newly available pieces of land for grazing for temporary fixed period of time which will terminate on the 31st of March, and those additional pieces of land are with playing fields at Carl Lane and advised being an open site.
Move the recommendations, Chairman.
Second.
All in favour of the recommendations? And motion carried. Thank you very much. That concludes our reconvening for tonight. Please stay put because we've got policies as well.
Move the meeting.
Move the meeting, Chairman.
Thank you. Item 1, apologies.
Same as previous, Chair.
Item 2, declaration of interest.
None received.
Item 3, exclusion of the press and public.
Move the appropriate motion, Chairman.